Mic check, mic check. All right, looks good. Let's go in here real quick. Nice. All right, cool. It is Wednesday, so we are back on YouTube looking for another banger, right? I'm looking around. Looks like the market is pretty flat overall. Apple, Nvidia, Meta, Google, they're hanging around that 0% game for today. Take a look at the charts. My levels are already set. I already have my previous week levels, my daily levels, my overnight levels are in. Monthly levels are already marked off. If you guys want to copy those, you can see them highlighted here on the price chart here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pay attention to, let's look at the 4-hour, right? Let's look at these recent expansions. I always want to start by looking at the most recent expansion. And you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we are very, very overextended with this move higher here. All right. So essentially, we're looking to see if price can give us a pullback back to the 0.38 level or below, somewhere down into here or down into here before a possible continuation. So naturally, we're going to have to look for a bearish or a sell trade idea. Go down to the 1 hour. Let's see if we can pinpoint how price has been moving, right? So each expansion stands on its own and you want to see some sort of pullback. All right, so we see this move higher. We see a small pullback, which is good enough to balance price. And then we see this move from this low to this high. Price is balanced. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we see another move here, pretty balanced. So every swing point on this hourly chart looks pretty clean. This is legitimate swing points, all right? And then when you look at this move here, notice we failed to reach this 0.38 and then we continue higher. So now our draw should be back to this order block here. So I'm going to mark off this 1 hour order block as a point of interest and a draw on liquidity. Price should retest this 0.38 Fibonacci or lower before continuing higher. And we see there's an order block here that price could use as some sort of retest. All right, so I'll mark out both. Notice ES is getting really close here. We're both not that far away from that order block. Nice. Bless me. Cool. So markets are pretty bullish, but you always have to pay attention to the most recent expansion. Similar to here, right? When you see price start to overextend higher, there's no reason for you to look for buys. You should wait patiently for a good sell opportunity and you'll get the opportunity eventually, right? You start to see it here after this massive move higher. You see the consolidation. Your mind should be looking for a retracement lower. And that's exactly what you get. You get a nice drive lower here. Bring that over. And then now we're pushing higher with the same type of reaction. So we're looking for a draw lower here. All right. So now that we're down on our 30-minute chart here, we're looking to see if we can get a trade idea going right now, right? But from what I can tell, it looks like we're going to have to wait another 15 minutes to see if we get some sort of sign of exhaustion. If you've been trading with me, you know that my biggest indicator for where price is headed is exhaustion. So notice here, right? We have this what time is this candle? This 9:30 low. This massive candle here is the market open. this low right here, all right, this low serves as a key point for us right now. And it's very simple. When I see price start showing signs of exhaustion, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to fail to take out certain levels on one asset. So you see NASDAQ here failing to take out this 930 low so far. And then you see SPY or ES give a really nice move below this low, right? So if this 13-minute candle here, we have 13 minutes left, so I'm no trading for me until this 30-minute candle right here prints and closes. So within the next 13 minutes, we're gonna keep an eye on the charts and we're gonna wait to see if this actually closes without NASDAQ taking out this 930 low, okay? Or maybe price gives us some sort of exhaustion off of a different candle, maybe a 6 a.m. low, maybe ES takes out this 6 a.m. low. You know, we're gonna have to wait patiently and see where the exhaustion starts to show. And once we see that exhaustion, that'll be our divergence, and we'll start looking for trade opportunities based on the lower time frame. So we'll go down to like the 5-minute chart or 3-minute or wherever, and we'll look down there to see if we can catch some sort of reversal back to the upside, right? Because at this point, there will be no point in looking for sales if the sales have already pushed and are showing signs of exhaustion. That's telling us that the sales will probably stop and you'll start to see the buyers step in. There's fair value gaps down here. There's order blocks down here. So there's a lot of bullish narrative if we can start showing that exhaustion in this area, okay? So we'll look for that. All right, so for the next 13 minutes or so, let me see here. Let me jump on the chat here. Yeah, so for the next 30 minutes or so, invite your friend, not even 30 minutes, I'm sorry. Next 12 minutes or so, invite your friends. Welcome anybody who wants to make some money today. And let them know we're on a 5-week win streak here, and we're looking to keep that going. All right, welcome. Make yourselves at home. We're gonna wait for the next 30-minute candle to close. So at 10:30, I'll type it here. Waiting for the next 30-minute candle to close. And we will zoom down to find a trade. All right, so that's the game plan. Very simple. All right, notice our charts are very clean. Like I said, if you need the levels here, I'll put the hourly chart back up so you guys can mark off the levels, and then I'll put my indicator on so you can see the overnight session, right? Notice we take out this Asian session here, we take it out, and then London session sweeps out the New York PM session, and we get a massive move higher. We have on the higher time frame, we have, let's see here, we have a divergence on the higher time frame, but essentially on the daily chart, let's look. If we're bullish, we've already taken out a lot of liquidity. So the next daily liquidity would be right here. I mark this off as liquidity. That could be our next draw, which is the the Thursday, February 27th high for NASDAQ. And then we still have this high for ES, the Wednesday high from May, right? And then you have the previous week high on ES, which has already been taken out on NASDAQ. But if we're going to go higher, ES has to take out all of that for the most part as well. So price could continue higher. All right, we're not going to rule out the shorts. As you know, my bias can always change because I always update my bias based on 30-minute closures. All right, so every 30 minutes, I'm checking the chart to see if I need to change my bias. All right, and I think that's a tool that you guys can take advantage of because a lot of traders come into the market thinking that, oh, for sure I'm bullish today, or I'm for sure 100% I'm bearish. I'm only looking for sales. All right, and that right there pretty much blinds you to the fact that the market can pretty much change its narrative every hour, every 30 minutes. Once there's, like, for example, here, if you woke up and you were bullish for the overnight session, once price starts to sweep out levels of liquidity and start to reject, there's no reason for you to be bullish up here, right? You should be looking for a move lower to rebalance. And that's exactly what happens. So if you're bullish and you're buying in here, you're losing your money when you could easily just wait for another bullish scenario. The market's going to offer buys and sells all day long for the most part, right? So notice here we're taking out this level. Wait, where am I? There it is. But you have to notice that the market offers buys and sells all day long. So there's no reason to be married to a bias for the entire session. You should be good at pretty much analyzing what's happening and going from there, right? Analyze what's going on and then go from there. I think you'll be a much better trader if you're able to just analyze price action and adapt to the conditions. Okay, so here we are. Let's put this here. Okay, cool. And so notice we did take out this 930 low on NASDAQ. So now our eyes will go to the next 30-minute candle or the next hourly candle, which would be the same point of interest. All right, so yeah, our eyes will go here. And we're wondering, does ES take out this level for us or what? So far, not happening. So price can still go lower here. We're just going to have to wait it out, right? So if you're new here, put your patient cap on. I'm extremely patient. I take pride on being patient, right? So I may be one of the most patient traders on YouTube at this point. But that's how we're able to build such consistent win streaks, because we wait for a specific exhaustion in the market. And if we see that, we know what to do. If we don't see it, then there's nothing for us to do, okay? So we'll wait for this 30-minute candle to close here, and we'll see what happens, all right? I would say price will draw lower back into maybe this order block right here. A little bit lower back into this order block. That would be my idea. I think for now, price is going to slowly grind lower back into this London situation here, possibly even sweep out the London low. But we're looking for signs of exhaustion near this London low here, right? And that's what we'll wait for. 10:24. We have 6 minutes left in this candle. So yeah, jump in the chat, introduce yourself, say what's up, invite your friends, whatever you want to do. But we'll hang out here and see what price wants to give. I'm focused on the 30-minute charts until I see some sort of sign of exhaustion. Markets are pretty flat right now. All right. Move this here. If you guys have any questions, let me know, man. We are looking to see if price is actually going to give us something clean. I'm hoping it does. I haven't taken a trade so far this week. Yesterday when I hopped on stream, we started to look for the buys about right here on this candle. I was like, all right, if we can flip this candle, I want to start looking looking for a buy opportunity. And price, we drew up this buy trade somewhere in here. Where was it? Yeah, it was right here, to be honest. It was right. We had the 1 minute candle. Yeah, when we closed above here, it was here. Right here. When we closed above this level right here, I knew we were gonna break out. So I was like, all right, nice. I'm gonna enter a buy trade here. So I put my trade like right here, somewhere down in here. That way I could cover this loss. I meant this stop with like a good decent size. And I was looking for a trade like this, right? So what I needed for price to return back to 387. And once price returned to 387, my order would automatically fill, and then I would be in the trade. But as you can see, price never pulled back. Price missed us by like 13 points. Not even 3 points. Price missed us by a few points here, and it never triggered the order. So at that point, the market just left without us. It was like missing our flight. We knew where we wanted to go. We were there and ready, but price left a little bit early, if you ask me. Normally, price does give a decent pullback after a break in structure, but it just continued to grind higher, like for hours. But here we are. We're here, back in action today. Monday was Memorial Day. I hope everyone had a good holiday. But yeah, no trade so far for the week on my end. Hope you guys are having a profitable week. I'll go back to the 30-minute chart here, and we'll just hang out on the 30-minute until we see that sign of exhaustion or divergence or SMT. Few different words for it, but it's all the same, right? I'm just looking for a sign of divergence on the higher time frame here. We almost got a sweep of this level. I would love to see ES like sweep that level down there. It was super close to giving us this 6 a.m. low sweep here. So I'm assuming the next candle will, right? We'll probably close here within the next minute and then push down, take out this low, and then show some more exhaustion. And then we're gonna look to see if price wants to continue higher off of that sign of exhaustion, or is price gonna try and fake out traders, show exhaustion, and then break lower, right? And then we look for a move lower. So it's all just a matter of when price shows us that reversal signal, and we'll go from there. All right. So welcome once again. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We will wait for the bangers to appear and then go from there. Nice, nice. All right. So what do we see, right? We see how we can pretty much anticipate price action, right? So what do we say? We say if this.
Nice,
Oh
nice. All
my
right.
goodness. One
So
second.
what do we see, right? We see how we can pretty much.
Got my phone on. Sorry, but when I look at price action and I say, all right, we failed to sweep out this 6 a.m. low. The next 30-minute candle should do the job for us, right? So now what do we see? We see price drive lower, stab into this order block that we had marked out from London session here. I'll highlight it even more so we can see it. We drive into that order block on ES. We fail to hit that order block on NASDAQ, which is a potential sign of divergence, okay? So we wait patiently. It's gonna take some time, which I know a lot of traders struggle with patience, but we're gonna have to wait for this candle to close here. This candle is gonna close in 24 minutes. So I will be waiting 24 minutes until I take a trade. And once we get a trade idea, you'll see why. You'll see why that's important, because exhaustion is not confirmed, divergence is not confirmed, or even SMT is not confirmed until this candle is done printing. Because who's to say that this candle can't keep going lower? And you're looking for buys now prematurely, thinking that, okay, yeah, I can start looking for buys because we swept out this low here on ES and we didn't sweep it out on NASDAQ. I can start looking for buys here. But who's to say that this candle is done going lower? I can't say that. So I wait for the candle to tell me by printing and closing wherever it wants to close. And then I can confirm or whatever needs to take place. But then I can confirm whether I want to trade this signal or not, okay? Because price could keep going lower. NASDAQ could end up taking out this low and then we get a divergence off of London's low, you know? You don't really know when this candle is gonna be done going down. So you just wait, okay? And that's probably gonna be your best technique as a full-time trader. You need to understand how to wait patiently for higher time frame confirmations, okay? And that's what we'll do. We're gonna wait here. Ideally, we've seen this setup tons and tons of times. So ideally, we anticipate that this candle is going to give us what we need to see, but there's no reason to jump the gun. We're just gonna wait it out here. I'll mark this off for you so you guys can pay attention to what we're looking for. Beautiful, beautiful trade idea should unfold from here. And there we go, more downside. All right, so yeah. We're gonna wait it out, and this type of trading right here, what it does for me, it gives me the mind space to never really have fear of missing anything or anxiety from, you know, hoping that I catch the next move or hoping that I don't miss a really good trade. I know that I don't want to trade anything until the higher time frame is done giving its confirmation, right? That right there in itself will give your brain a lot of headspace and help you just be calm on the charts, you know? Super stoic, super relaxed, and super confident in your ideas, you know? You don't want to be glued to the lower time frame like a lot of these traders. And here we go again, right? Look at how aggressive price is driving lower here. No reason to look for buys yet. What's going to happen is, I'll give you guys an example, right? Here's a perfect example. Look at the London low. What are you going to see at the London low here? Let me clean up this. You're going to see a sign of exhaustion, right? And then here we go, sign of exhaustion. How do we know that this was exhaustion? Because ES took out this low and NASDAQ, did NASDAQ take it out? Okay, never mind. This is not what I want to see. That's not a good example. Let's look at the highs here. There's probably some sort of divergence at the high. Bingo, right? What do you see? Divergence, aka sign of exhaustion. You see that NASDAQ fails to take out this level here. What candle did we take out this level here? Right here, right? So here at 4 p.m., you see this divergence officially close, right? So after 4 p.m., what does that tell me? I'm looking for shorts on any setup after 4 p.m. And what do you get? Bloodbath after 4 p.m. Multiple chances to catch a short. Why? Because you waited patiently for this exhaustion to close. Once it closes, you notice that becomes the short-term high, and you can look for shorts inside of this 4 p.m. window. Right after 4 p.m., I should say. You get plenty of short opportunities. There's no reason to rush. You're not scrambling to find a trade. With my strategy, we would have been short somewhere within this range and just cover the high, cover this swing and let it play out. And look how many points you're able to catch. Even if you got in late, you get in late here. You get in late with a 30-point stop, you can catch 58, 55 points stress-free. No drawdown for the most part, right? So that's what you want to look for as a trader. And that's probably the most valuable thing I'm going to tell you guys every day on stream. You guys are going to hear me say it over and over. There's no reason to trade until you get that higher time frame sign of exhaustion, higher time frame divergence, or higher time frame SMT, right? Whatever you want to call it. Okay? And now we're getting this drive to the low. We're super close to this London low. There's 19 minutes left. This is telling me that price can go lower for another 19 minutes. Or it can consolidate. Whatever it wants to do, I will not take part in it until it closes. And then once it closes here, we'll start looking to position ourselves in the reversal, right? And you can see here you have plenty of time to catch a reversal, so there's no reason to rush. This reversal was confirmed at 4 p.m. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 30-minute candles to position yourself in the short, right? There's no rush involved at all, all right? That's really what I want to teach here. That's what all of the traders that I talk with, all of the traders that follow me, they'll be able to, attest and confirm what I'm saying. Like, this is how you change your trading. This is how you become a pro at trading. Higher time frame patience, lower time frame confidence, you're going to make a lot of money on the charts. And then you can start putting together win streaks like this, right? And then I'm looking around, I'm watching traders right now get chopped up on the 1 minute chart. Like, literally right now I'm looking at Tanya right now. She's taken 2 losses already today. It's only 10:42. 2 losses. I just watched Trader Kane. He took a scalp, took a loss. And all I would say is the reason why we're not in any trades is because we don't care about the lower time frame until we see a clear bias on the higher time frame, right? And I think you guys will be in the same boat. You guys will avoid a ton of losses by following the approach that I'm giving you guys right here. It's back tested, and I don't really like talking about my strategy versus others, but if you hang around long enough, you'll start to see that there's a reason why we can go on these type of win streaks. So just hang tight, enjoy the time you have to just relax and wait for these candles to close, right? Makes trading pretty cool, pretty stress-free for a good amount of time. And then when it's time to get serious and it's time to put our game face on and get active in the market, we'll be fresh, ready to go. All right, we can think clearly and respond accordingly to the price action. But what I'm doing is I'm just waiting for this 30-minute candle to close once again. 16 minutes. If you have any questions, jump in the chat. If not, I will probably make something to eat real fast and wait on this candle to close. Okay. Let's do it. Eric says, what's up? super clean, right? So you guys can see how price is already showing its hand. It looks like it's gonna go bullish for the most part, but I'm not a fan of like predicting too far ahead. My goal and my technique is to predict the next 30-minute print, the next 30-minute candle, and then predict which area I think is going to be the protected swing point. So like here, if I were to look for a short, I don't need to predict how long it's going to take to make a move. My prediction is going to be, all right, if I put my stop above here, I should be able to take out the swing low that put in the move higher. So if 4 p.m. is where I get my confirmation on the SMT, which it was, and I'm like, all right, I'm on a lower time frame. Let's say I position myself in this breaker structure candle here. Say there's some type of lower time frame breaker structure on this candle, and I put my stop above the swing. My goal is not to predict how long it's going to take to get there, but my goal is to predict where is price showing that it's going to draw towards. My idea would have been, okay, this swing should be protected. So if I put my stop here, what's the most recent swing that hasn't been taken out? This is it right here. This is going to be my target here. And normally I target 1.5 R or 150% return on investment. So if I put 500 bucks on this trade, I'm looking to make 750 bucks and go about my day. All right. So that's what this trade idea would have been. It's not up for me to decide, oh man, how long should I hold this? No, once we get into the trade, you put your stop in. The most I will do as a trader is move to break even once price gets pretty far in the profit. So like we get close to TP, yeah, I'll move my stop to break even, or I'll move my stop to half risk, take off. If I'm at 20-point stop, I'll go down to 10 points here. That way, if price wants to manipulate and come back and take out any more liquidity after we've waited X amount of hours, this would have been a super long trade. So if price would have came back to break even or back to this 10 points, I would be okay getting stopped out because I know I gave it a ton of time to play out. All right. And the reason why we trade the futures markets, the reason why I trade NASDAQ is because of the speed, because of the volume. So if I'm in a trade that doesn't have the speed or the volume, then I'm okay with exiting that trade. I don't want to be in that trade. If you go back, check out my Instagram, you'll see a ton of recaps of trades that we take. They happen and they deliver very quickly. That's the main reason why I don't trade anything else. I only trade NASDAQ and the SPY. The speed is immaculate. When you get good volume on these, it's like a dream come true. So yeah, like give the market another 12 minutes and then I'll be back and we'll see what we can get. All right, here we go. Here we go. Right. So we have official divergence. We have that sign of exhaustion for us to start looking for a potential move higher. Okay. So with that being said, we'll start looking for a flip. There we go. All right. So what we're gonna do now is zoom down to the lower time frame and look for an opportunity. ES takes out all of the overnight low, swing points here, and then now we're getting that drive higher. Look at the energy that shows up on the chart once this candle closes, right? It's almost like time distortion. You'll hear a lot of traders talk about it, but it's really candle distortion where the candle needs to finish its job and then the next candle starts working its job, right? So let's go down here and we'll start looking for a trade opportunity. All right. Nice. So good patience so far. We have really, really clean price action starting to show up here. So we'll see what happens. All right. Let me get my community on board. All right, cool. We're good. So 2-minute chart. What do we see, right? We see lots of trendline liquidity, low resistance liquidity is what they call it, where you see a bunch of short-term highs in here that have failed to be taken out, and the market's going to pull back and draw towards those levels to sweep them out, right? We have a 5-minute fair value gap up in this levels, 15-minute, 10-minute. This 5-minute fair value gap looks pretty interesting if you ask me. Highlight this as a potential draw on liquidity, and then we have our hourly levels, right? So we have an hourly fair value gap. Actually, I will mark off this hourly gap. Much more appealing. And then we have this hourly high. So this will be like an immediate draw on liquidity for a move higher. If price wants to go higher, I can see that price may want to take out this 10 a.m. high. Okay. Now let's go down to the lower time frame and see if we can get a trade idea. 3-minute. Nice. So looking at price, we see that the weaker asset or the weaker asset is going to be ES because ES is pushing a lot lower than NASDAQ. So we want to look for buys on the NASDAQ today. If we're going to look for a buy trade, it's going to be on the NASDAQ. Okay. Nice. We're getting this push here. 2 minutes left in this 3-minute candle. I like the way the 3-minute chart looks because we have a series of candles moving lower that we can watch. If price can close above, we can start looking at this as a point of interest. All right. Really, really nice area of interest. Look at the speed, guys. This is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. If you're a 1-minute trader and you're looking for a reason to enter, just start on the 30-minute chart. Wait for price to show you that sign of exhaustion, and then start looking for breaks in structure, right? It's really that simple. There's no coincidence that price picks up the speed. You see this volume coming out of nowhere, but it's really not out of nowhere. It's at the open of this 30-minute candle. You see what I mean? All right, but we don't want to see price move too fast here. Slow down. Slow down, mister. All right, 50 seconds left in this 30-minute candle. We have this 5-minute zone here that looks pretty nice. All right, looks clean. We got a nice flip on the lower time frame. You look at the 1 minute. What do you see? A sweep and then a break of structure. Okay. Now what we would want to know is, does price feel like giving us this drive back into this area of interest. We need to see price drive lower. Right? We don't want to chase price and buy it up here. We want to see price drive lower, maintain this area, break structure again, and we'll look for an entry. And that way we can put our stop beneath the higher time frame sign of exhaustion, the higher time frame divergence, and we can target this 1 hour gap or 1.5 R, which is, like I said, 150% return. So whatever you decide to put on the trade, like me personally, I do 500. Sometimes I do a little bit more depending on the setup, but whatever I put on the trade, I'm looking to make 150% return. All right, so we get this 3-minute closure, right? Nice. All right, so here, this is where we zoom in and we lock in and look for a trade idea to play out. I really want to see the market drive lower here and then give us some sort of entry model. NASDAQ seems to be the stronger asset here, so we'll focus more on the NASDAQ. All right, now let's take that off. Pretty clean, guys, if you ask me. 10-minute, 15-minute. Just want to see price pull back. This 30-minute chart have a wick on it. It does have a wick, so price did pull back a little bit. All right, well, we'll see what we get. Yeah, we're chilling here. Nice drive. There we go. There we go. This is nice. So a lot of traders will literally just enter right now, right? We're inside the macro, which I don't blame them. Like sometimes I get jealous when they get these entries because I won't enter right away. But you see the sweep, you see the market structure shift. A lot of traders would just put their order in somewhere around a discount, right? Like ES is giving you that discount right now. Right, you get that discount. A lot of traders would enter the trade right here, stops at the low, and just look for their, their trade to play out. But how I like to play it is I want to see price drive into my area of interest, like here. Once we get back inside of here, I like to see price develop order blocks. That's going to tell me that price is starting to build structure, right? So we're stabbing into here. If we can just get some order blocks to show in here, that'll give us a point of reference to be like, okay, we put an order block, price is failing to break through that order block, we're rejecting it and we're starting to go higher. That gives you more structure to buy off instead of just hoping that price reverses here, because price could completely drive through here and keep going, and you wouldn't have a chance to to save your trade. But as you can see, all right, we're putting order blocks here. Beautiful. We have this order block right now. We'll highlight this. That's our first order block. ES, same thing here. Nice order block. So here, this low right here should be something to reject price. If price can give us a sweep of this low and show some rejection, that would be ideal. But it doesn't have to be this order block. Price could take out this order block, put in another order block. As long as price maintains our higher time frame area here, this green box, I'm okay with waiting for that order block that shows, like eventually we might get an order block down here, or we might get an order block down here that price just won't break, or price may sweep it and completely reject. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this specific order block. We're looking for that golden order block that forms, fails to be broken, and once it fails to be broken, you see that urgency away from it. Then you're like, okay, I can try this order block, buy it, put my stop below here. Let's say if it's something like this, put my stop below here. I like to add a few points to my stop just in case price wants to manipulate the low one more time. So like, let's say 30 points here. All right, this is just an example, no entry yet, right? So then I can draw up a trade like this. And I would be okay with that because I waited patiently. As you can see, this order block is getting swept. So this may not be our order block. We'll wait and see here. This may not be our order block. There's going to be, like, if you pay attention to every single real move, it starts with an order block, right? No matter where, let's see here. Here's one right here. Let's say that this is a higher time frame zone, right? Let's say this is a higher time frame zone, green, blah, 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 right? And we're waiting for price to give us an order block inside of here that gets swept and shows like some strength. Here's the magical order block would have been here. You see it form, get swept, and then you get that sense of urgency. None of these order blocks are giving you that real push. You see how price is really stagnant, boxed in. You see price start to show massive candles. This is where you would get in. You're like, all right, yeah, I've seen enough. This order block seems to be holding up nicely. Let me get in. Bingo. Bingo was his name on, right? So if you really pay it, there it is. Look at how price is starting to generate another order block. Okay. So we'll just wait for that dominant order block to show, and that's where your skills as a trader come in handy, right? You should be able to identify the order block that's really giving strong rejection. Okay. Because that's the last piece of the puzzle. So now we have this order block with a nice wick low. I'll highlight this order block for you guys so you guys can see. But personally, I really normally don't highlight the order block. Excuse me. I can see it, but I've been doing it for a while, right? But I just really want you guys to understand how important these order blocks are, because if you have an area of interest, all right, if you know you're like, all right, I'm for sure bullish in here, just wait for that order block to show up, and then it's going to get retested. Like you see here, price is driving into this order block and it's failing. You can see it like showing some sort of resistance, right? So there's no reason to be antsy, right? You just wait for that order block to give you the answer to the test. And you want to see the same type of reaction on ES here. So you notice ES doesn't even have this order block. There's a bunch of dojis in here. So that already is starting to eliminate this order block from my point of interest. I don't even care about this because ES doesn't have it. You want to see identical formations. Okay. Hope you guys are taking notes, man. We're dropping some gems right now. But as of right now, price looks like it's just going to consolidate. And then this is where your eyes should go to the clock. Okay. So if you're really in tune with price action, you should be telling yourself, okay, price doesn't have to go up right now. Why? Because we're still in this 30-minute candle. This 30-minute candle already gave us the break of structure. So the next 30-minute candle could be the continuation, right? This candle doesn't have to make the whole move to the upside, right? This candle doesn't have to just continue all the way up into the sky. This candle can create the foundation, which it gave us the foundation. And then the next candle can be the continuation off of that first 30-minute candle. So these candles are playing off of each other, and they're using each other's structure to deliver the draw on liquidity. Look at that, another sweep. more divergence, right? Taking out all the early buyers. All right. And this is why you wait on the order block, because if you were to put your order inside of here, like a lot of traders do, I'm sure there's a lot of traders that lost this trade. You see the 1 minute breaker structure, you see the sweep. This is the model that's on Instagram and YouTube all over the place, right? The sweep, the breaker structure, fair value gap, enter on the fair value gap, stops below, blah, 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 and you get wrecked more times than not. But the model in itself makes sense, but I would say the entry technique just needs a little bit of work. Just wait on order blocks here. We're getting this order block right now. I really like what's going on here on ES now, because I may end up trading ES here. ES looks clean. What do we see? We have this order block right here, which is identical to this one. We're going to ignore all of this in here. This was manipulation, clearly, right? What happened right after these dojis? A nice sweep. Okay, so here we see order block aligns perfect with ES. So this order block right here is getting my attention. We get below it. Let's mark off the low here. We get below it, but look at how price responds after taking out the low. This is what I mean. Like, another key point about structure, just because price gets below a so-called like structure like here, just because we broke structure doesn't mean that we're bullish. It's about how price responds after the breaker structure that confirms. Because if I'm looking at this order block, I could say that, oh, we closed below this order block is trash, it's not going to work out. I would be wrong, because price can still close below the order block. It's about how price responds after that closure. If price responds with a very, very fast correction and price responds aggressively to get back above this order block, then I know that this was just manipulation lower, right? But if price closes below it and I see price failing to get back above and keep going lower, then I'm like, yeah, this order block is dead. So it's a matter of just really paying attention to certain levels, certain order blocks, and waiting for price to interact, and then you get your response and you go from there. All right. Look at this correction here. I think I'm gonna buy ES if we can get back above this order block here. I'm gonna buy ES. If we can't, then this whole trade idea is cooked. We're probably gonna end up going short. So let me just frame my my trade ideas, right? We have a bullish area of interest. We break out, cool. NASDAQ is maintaining this area, but look at ES. ES has broken this low, closed below this low. This is a very bearish indication. If ES cannot climb back above this order block, then that tells me not to buy in this area. But if ES can climb back above it, it shows me that this was just manipulation of the low. We sweep out the low, climb back above. I'm looking for buys, and that'll be my trade. On the other hand, let's go to 2 minute here. On the other hand, I would need to see rejection from NASDAQ. For example, if we're really bearish, I don't think we're bearish, yo. This is starting to look like ES is about to flip. Let's drop a idea just in case it tries to run here. ES can close above here. I like the long. Oh yeah, I like the longs, guys. So a nice closure above here. We can get a 6.5. We're gonna go like this right here. We need to see a closure above, and then I'll put an entry like right here. Still no closure above yet. I want to see price retrace back down. This low is at 5, so I'll go like 6.5 on the trade stop here, and then I'm looking for like a 9.75. So I need to see a closure above. Still haven't gotten that closure, and I'm super technical on my entries, guys. So If price were to try and run without me, I don't care. I need to see price close above this order block high, including the wick, right? So far, we're rejecting the wick, and that's not a good look. I want to see price close above it. All right. And then once we get that closure above, we should get a small retracement to give a rebalancing of this move higher, because if you notice, this move is going straight up in the air. It hasn't pulled back yet. So it's going to give some type of rebalance, and that's where I'll be looking to enter off of the rebalancing, somewhere down in here, probably 0.38, because it gives us a good risk to reward here. 4.5, I'll go like, yeah, 5.5 on the stop. An entire point, yeah, 5.5, 5.75. There we go. Looks like price is gonna close above here. And then we're gonna look for price to drive us back through all of this short-term level liquidity back to the highs. Just don't run without us, please. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on ES here because it's giving the best risk to reward. And we just want to see price close above, pull back slightly, and I want to enter around 919, and then we'll look for a trade idea there. Just don't take off without us, yo. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness, yo. Just pull back. And this is the hardest part for me, because I know price can do whatever it wants to do, but I don't want to get a bad entry price knowing that price can pull back. I want to get a good entry price. Let me draw this up. 5.75 is going to be how many contracts? Let's see. All right, so about 6 points is going to be 17 micros. Man, this might not pull back, guys. Let's see. So we need to go to our micro here. We might miss this one, man. Come on, give us that random pullback that you always do, right? You guys, if you guys trade futures like I do, you know that these charts will randomly just flush. You'll get like a random big down close candle just to give that pullback, and then boom, it'll go. So I'm watching closely here. I want to enter around 920. 920s and 17 micros is the goal. Is it gonna pull back or what, yo? So on the pullback here, I'm going in at 920. NASDAQ, come on, give us a pullback too, NASDAQ. We had the sweep here. Close above. We haven't pulled back, so I'm looking for that pullback. Okay, here we go. We're getting that pullback here. Trade idea is going to be a long off of 920 with 6.5. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right, here we go. I am in here, and all right, and I am going to send this out. We got in at 920, right? Nice. So let me draw up my targets and then send this out to the community. All right, nice. So VIP is gonna get a better entry than I got, but by a couple points, not too big of a deal. VIP is gonna get in at about 18-ish, 19. Yeah, like 19. I'm in around 20. All right. And you just want to make sure you cover this low. Whatever your stop is, make sure you cover this low. I'm going to cover this low with an extra like 1.5, 2 points, just in case price wants to try to drive a little bit deeper than anticipated, right? This should be our protected low. And we're going with a lock on that level. Get slightly below it. So this low is at 7.25. I'm a little bit below here with my stop. And we're just looking to see if price can give us a nice expansion back towards the fair value gaps above and the liquidity above. So we'll let this one play out. Draw this up here. This will be, I'm close to like a 10-point stop here on mine. 1.5 up here. And then we have, like I said, VIP. Let me draw up this 30-minute gap, hourly gap. Okay, nice. It's right at that hourly gap. And then, like I said, VIP would have been about 2 points lower. So their target should be about 12 points. So here's the first target here, target number 1, depending on your entry, right? Target 1, and then target number 2 is where I will be looking to hold price back to that high. All right, and then NASDAQ should be pulling back as well. Yeah, there it is. NASDAQ giving that pullback, really nice, back into this area of interest. We should see price pick up the speed here. What time is it? Let's see what time it is. Okay, yeah, so we're about to get another 30-minute candle here. So we're anticipating the next 30-minute candle to show that drive higher. All right, so I'm gonna be cautious here. Something's up, right? Prices. These EMAs are serving as massive rejection right now. And when you see price give us, we got the flip of this bearish zone right here. If you notice, we're watching this order block. We got a massive flip through this fair value gap right here. But now, once we broke this fair value gap, you see price immediately reject the EMA crossover. That right there in itself is not okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna cut this one early, guys, and just wait for a better entry. This is tough. I don't expect it to continue going here. Something's holding up price, and I'm not sure what it could be. Maybe the next hourly candle we'll start to see price work its way through, but as of right now, price is rejecting those EMAs, and the EMAs are refusing to cross over. That was the last follow through that we needed to see. We need to see some type of support from those moving averages. Instead, we get rejection, and that right there itself is pretty scary. I don't know what's going on other than price looks like it's stalling. So honestly, if we can get back up in here, I'm waiting here, but I think I'm gonna just cut this one, guys. Cut this for like a half of position size, yeah. Cut this one here and just wait for a better entry. Let's see what happens here. If price tries to rally really strong, then maybe we let it play out, but I don't like how price is rejecting that crossover here. You see what I mean here? Price had a chance to, yeah, I don't like that. And then you get that massive wick lower here, sweep out this low. Price is being very manipulated right now. It's stuck in this zone. Yeah, be careful. I'm gonna be careful here, guys. Be ready to close this one out. Let me let everyone know here. Yeah, be ready to close this one out. I'm not really a fan of this movement. Why is it, if it's truly bullish, right? What's taking so long? That's how I'm looking at it right now. This consolidation is very, very scary at the moment. And now look at price. What is it doing, yo? All the way back at entry within a matter of 2 candles. But that's not what we're really paying attention to here. We're paying attention to these EMAs. Why are these EMAs failing to cross over? As you can see, the EMAs cross. That's a big turning point in momentum. Price doesn't seem like it's ready to cross over yet. So any closure back below this white EMA here, I think I'm gonna cut it, guys. Take my small paper cut here, and then go ahead and wait for a better trade. There is FOMC minutes later, so this consolidation could be related to that news, but typically I don't mind FOMC minutes because we know that they're pretty much not going to raise any rates. The FOMC minutes is pretty basic as far as the news impact. If it was FOMC conference or something like that, I would not be trading today. So let's see what happens here. We want to see a very violent correction higher. Otherwise, this trade is toast, man. Let's see a breakout here. I want to see these EMAs cross over. Let's check NASDAQ. Has NASDAQ shown any crossover on the EMA? Oh, no, I don't like it. Wow, NASDAQ looks like it may cross over here. You see the rejection as well. NASDAQ did cross over slightly, and now we're getting another crossover. So this could be a good sign for us. This could be a good sign. I want to see the EMA start to support this move. For whatever reason, ES super heavy. Look at this, yeah. If we get a closure back below here, I'm going to cut this, yo. I'm okay with a small loss here. And maybe we get a better trade. We have this fair value gap. So this will be my final piece of the puzzle for the buys. If price does not hold this bullish fair value gap, we got a nice rejection there, but I want to see price start to respect these bullish areas of interest. Otherwise, we'll get out. So be ready, guys. Be ready to exit. Save ourselves some drawdown here. Yeah, I don't like it, man. It's taking way too long. You want to see that enthusiasm. You want to see that sense of urgency higher. We know that we're depending on this order block right here, which is holding pretty nice on the higher time frames, right? You see this wick gets filled, which is basically like a consequent encroachment. Price fills in this wick, and then it starts to put in some structure. Then we get another sweep here, which who knows why, right? And now we're starting to see that this bearish gap right here is getting taken over. So this is pretty trash delivery, but see if these EMAs can cross over for us. All right, we're finally getting across. We want to see a closure above these short-term resistance, and then we should get a breakout. My goodness, this is trash. And this is why you want to have a safe stop loss. Look at this wick here. This wick was trying to take us out, but it failed to take us out today. Can't tell you how many times we've seen that happen. Price actually wick us out here for no reason and then continue higher. Wow, man, price is really like stingy today. Look at this move lower, right? It paid all the sellers, no problem. But the buyers, it's not willing to pay them very easy here. How long have we been in this trade? We got in at, on this pullback. So we got in around 11:30. We've been in this trade for close to 40 minutes. All right, not bad now. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see if price wants to pick up the speed and just rally. I don't want to see any more bullish fair value gaps disrespected. I want to see all of these areas of interest hold up. Let's check this 30-minute chart here. So when we look at the 30-minute, what do we see? We see that there's another sign of exhaustion at the lows. Beautiful sign of exhaustion. Let's clean up my chart real quick. All right, so here, what are we seeing? Let's erase all of this. Erase that. All right, so we see that at this low, we put in another divergence. It's highlighted here. You notice that 11:30 takes out all of the low candles here, but we do not take that out on this 11:30 candle for NASDAQ. So we mark off this sign of exhaustion. Now we're looking for a flip after that sign of exhaustion, and we get just that right now. So we could even look for another buying trade here. If price wants to manipulate lower, we can look to add into our position. Let's see here. Erase that. Erase this. Erase this. Erase this. Erase this. So the new setup would be based on this new manipulation leg. We sweep the low. Mark off this as green. Let's see if we can get that acceleration as well. Good push here. Let me check my trade. Nice. Good push right now. All right, cool. So we have this new area of interest. If price does retest this level, it should give us another drive. So we could get a drive here. The reason why I'm not anticipating a drive is because of what time it is, right? It's 12:09. So for the next 20 minutes or so, I would want to see price continue higher. If price does hang out around this level, then that means the next 30-minute candle may pull back into this area of interest for us. All right, so we have another area of interest. We have another sign of exhaustion for the sellers. And let's go 5 minute, 4 minute. 10-minute, 15-minute. Beautiful. So this 15-minute candle is about to close, and we're gonna get a beautiful area of interest. So I like this setup here. If price decides to drive back into it, I may even trade NASDAQ. I may add a position, but on the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ is just moving much cleaner. The lows are much more protected, and you're seeing that nice drive higher. All right, so we're getting this push back into it. So let's see if we get a setup for a buy inside of this area right now. Clean sign of exhaustion. Let's mark off this low. This low should be protected. Should be a protected low. The same low here that's on NASDAQ should be protected once again. And even though price is choppy, right, we're anticipating price to just continue higher and start protecting some of these lows. ES, notice ES kept taking out all the lows here, and then you see finally this low right here should be protected, and we should start maintaining these short-term lows inside of this green area and continue higher. This is choppy, but it looks like it's climbing. All right, so let's see if we get a drive into here. We're getting that order block right now. Nice. So this low right here could be a protected low. We'll see if price wants to sweep it and react from it or what. But I am anticipating price to drive into this area. Same exact setup that we saw here. Breakout, drive into it, give us an entry. NASDAQ gives a really nice trade. Let's see, if we were to enter on NASDAQ, it would have been something like this. 50%. Cover the low with about 40 points here. Something like this would have been our NASDAQ trade. And then just let it play out like that, right? So it's pretty choppy on NASDAQ as well. So now that we have a new area of interest, let's see if we can get a play off of that for another trade. Ideally, I don't want to add in. I really just want to see price pick up the speed and don't give many traders a chance to buy here. I want to see price just run away. Maybe rebalance to 0.38. There you go. Nice 0.38 tap. And I want to see price run away from all those who think that they're going to get a chance to buy. Yeah. That would be ideal. That way we only need one trade today and we're off to the races, right? So not terrible, but it is bad because we haven't really gone anywhere on this trade. However, when I look at my EMAs, we have flipped the EMAs for the first time all day. And we're starting to respect our bullish points of interest. So this is clean enough to like just let it play out. Let's find some fair value gaps in here. There's one right here. I want to see each and every bullish fair value gap hold up the same way that all of these bearish fair value gaps were holding up on the way down, right? Price was very, very bearish. Now we want to see price go very, very bullish. And we have a clean target on the higher time frame. We want to see price take out, oh, let's mark off this hourly high. This is going to be important here. I may go break even here. That's target number one now because it's the most recent hourly high. 2-hour chart. All right, 30-minute chart. Yeah, so I want to see, I may go break even here, or I'll just pay attention to how price responds to this high. Let me check NASDAQ here. Hourly high. We've already taken out that high. So here, there's no fair value gaps, but up here. So you just have to pay attention to how price responds. If price tries to reject that hourly high, then I may cut it just because I don't want to sit in this trade for 5 hours, right? Price should pick up the speed like we talked about before. Otherwise, I just don't want the trade, or I'll go break even. If it comes back to break even, I'm okay with that, right? So we have two levels here. Let's alert this one because I won't be watching NASDAQ. Actually, I'll watch it. I'll watch NASDAQ. We'll keep both of these up on the chart so we can see when price hits those levels. Keep an eye on the higher time frame here. not a terrible trade, but it is very, very, very manipulated. Makes you think, all right, we should blast off here shortly, trap all those sellers, and potentially take out at least, where's the 4 hour high? 4 hour high is way up there, so who knows what that's going to look like. It could happen because look at this. Look at the divergence off of this low here. We don't even take out the 6 a.m. low for NASDAQ. We take out 2 4-hour lows on ES. So now, naturally, we could even work our way back to this high here. And this will be final target. Man, price is really, really playing like hard to get today. Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on this fair value gap, this 926 high. Once price gets there, we'll start to pay attention to how it responds and go from there, guys. Good patience so far, but be ready for a change. So yeah, we're gonna pay attention to how price moves here because we're getting close to 1230. Price could sweep out this high, and then the next 30-minute candle be a bearish candle. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Man. Don't need that. Clean up my charts a little bit. Target 1 there. No, that's not target 1. And then notice this. This is what I like. I like that if you look at NASDAQ has already hit this 10 a.m. open. Now we're closing above 10 a.m. open, and it's holding above it really, really nice. So this, we even put support here, right, on that 10 a.m. open. That's opening the door for ES because ES is nowhere near 10 a.m. open, so we could see ES drive through that 10 a.m. opening price, which is the opening price of that 4-hour candle, which is very important if you don't know. The opening price for higher time frame candles are very important. All right, so yeah, it looks like NASDAQ is definitely gonna give a sweep of this high, man. Once this high is taken out, we gotta pay close attention, guys, because it's not over yet. It is not over yet. If NASDAQ takes out this high, we want to see ES make a concerning and dramatic effort to take out that high as well. You don't want to see NASDAQ take out this high and then ES just pretend like it can't go up any further, because that's going to be a sign of weakness. And we have a good amount of time here, so I'm thinking that both of these will take out the first target. If we can get both to take out the target, then we can let this trade play out. Maybe even take some risk off the table right now. Move my stop from all the way back there up to here. You know, just take a little bit of risk off the table. Good job being patient. Good job protecting ourselves with a safe stop loss. And with this manipulation, I would expect price to drive really, really far. Right? We have, let's go to 3 minute. If we pull out our Fibonacci and we track the move lower right here, so you can draw up some projections, right? From this low to this high, we should expect price to hit the -1 here or -2. So 10 a.m. price is looking pretty good, guys. I'll stop talking now and give price a chance to develop here. NASDAQ about to take this high. Come on, ES. Come on, ES, yo. Very important to see both take out this high. It looks like NASDAQ's about to take it. Come on. Man. All right, so pay attention to this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Let's see if there is any higher time frame gaps in this area. All right, so there's a 2 minute gap here as well. We have the EMA support, which is, simple confluence, nothing major, but EMAs definitely help in some scenarios. And then you have this 2 minute gap along with the 1 minute gap. So because there's been so much selling pressure, because price is taking forever to make a move, we're gonna have to be very technical here and just protect ourselves by watching these points of interest. This fair value gap needs to remain open, and I want to see price stay above this order block right here. So if price does try and close below here, guys, I'm gonna cut this trade for almost no loss, right? Very tiny. This will be, if we were to cut it there, that'll be a literally 1.5 points on the stop loss. All right. Because I'm not really a fan of how long price is taking to make its move here. We do get this 30-minute candle opening right now. Let's clean up this real quick. Let's see, hide off. So with this 30-minute candle opening, we could see a bottom wick start to form right now. And then this next 30-minute candle can be, so from 12:30 to 1 p.m., we could see price expand really, really nicely. All right. That's what we're anticipating. That's what we're anticipating. Price is moving very slow, so it could be one of those days where the move doesn't happen until like 2 p.m., and that's okay, but I don't want to be in a trade then. If the trade takes that long, I'll just get out if price tries to break lower than 919, okay? So let's be ready to exit if price tries to close below. A wick below here isn't that serious. But any closure below this EMA, closure below this order block, closure below this fair value gap, that's more than enough reasons to get out, because price could try and consolidate and draw down for another hour. We've already been in this trade for a good amount of time, so. All right, let's pay attention here. Sucks, man, but like I said, there is FOMC minutes later, so price could literally just be waiting for that news to come out. Even though we know that news is probably going to be bullish, I really don't see myself. Let me see what time it is. I think it's at 2 p.m. Let me double check. Yeah, FOMC minutes releases at 2 o'clock. It's 12:30, so I don't imagine that I'll be waiting around for another hour and a half. Unless TP is very close by, right? Then I'll probably be online. But you want to see price start to show that sense of urgency, which I would expect it to happen right now. Like I'm not sure what's the holdup. I'm really not. Really not sure what the holdup is. Good patience so far, man. I really want to see this rip. There you go. Come on, give us another pop here. So this high is about to be taken out. We want to see both assets take out this high. Come on, NASDAQ, keep up. The moment one starts falling behind, that's a sign of exhaustion. So that's why we need to see. All right, bingo. All right, target one is, come on, keep going. NASDAQ takes it out. ES is frozen. Okay. All right, there we go. Now that that's been taken out, we'll go down to like the 2-minute chart here, 5-minute chart. Where's the nearest order block? We'll just let this one play out here. We want to see a nice strong closure here. No major wick rejection. And then we can just continue to monitor. I'm going to cut my risk down once again. Back to the original stop loss area. Beautiful. And we're shaving off a bunch of risk from this trade. So now once we start getting towards this 10 a.m. open price, then I'll be comfortable moving my stop to break even. But we do have this mental stop loss here, right? We still have this mental stop loss here. Any closure below mental stop. Any close below this OB equals cut trade. All right. And this is where we just let our trade play out, man. We called out the buys a long time ago. Price hasn't really gone anywhere. So there's no reason to try and go break even so early. Price literally has a long way to go if it's truly bullish. All right, we have this fair value gap up above that we've been eyeing on NASDAQ. I think it's an hourly gap. Yeah, so there's this 1 hour gap here. We're stabbing into that 1 hour gap here on NASDAQ, ES. But this is the gap that we're anticipating price to fill. I'll highlight it here because this is the gap that's in sync with ES and NQ. So notice how I'm basically ignoring this gap. Why? Because there is no gap right here on NASDAQ. There's no gap. The gap is up here, and then the gap is in sync with ES up here as well. So I like this gap to be a genuine area of interest. Okay. If we can get some acceleration here for the next 30 minutes, we should be able to feel this no problem. All right, we take out that hourly high, so we're going to pay close attention here. I don't want to see price try to stall here. I want to see price make a good effort to take out this target number 1 and continue. Okay, so same thing like before. If price starts flipping these gaps, we're going to monitor the order blocks next to the EMA to let us know that, okay, price may try and reverse here, so we're going to get out. All right, so here we go. We got this fair value gap right here. And you guys can take some partials if you want. This is the type of trading day where I wouldn't blame you for securing some type of profit. We've been waiting forever for a very small move so far. And price is very reluctant, as you can see, like all these stupid pullbacks. I really would love to see price just run and blast off to NASA space, blast off somewhere. So we have, let's go to 2 minute, see if there's any higher time frame gap. No gap there. So we'll just watch the 1 minute, and we're just anticipating for any of these gaps to hold up for us, man. We have this order block here, so now I'm going to move my point of interest to here. If price closes through here, I'm going to cut this trade. Why? Because we have 2 fair value gaps. On top of it, we have EMA support. A closure through here is very, very negative and could end up reversing price. So we got to be careful with that. Same with NASDAQ. We have this order block. Excuse me. We have that order block here. Mark this off as important. Copy this. Any closure below, paste. Yeah, mental stop here. So any closure below this OB right here, I'm cutting this trade. And that's it. Like, you know, like you can't beg price to do what you wanted to do. You just have to read and react. If price tries to snake us out here, we'll be ready for it. All right, so we stab into this gap here. This looks like the main point of interest, I guess. We got price rejecting it nicely. Please just continue higher for us. We've waited patiently for you, my friend. We just need you to take us where we're going. Man, this sucks, bro, because it's like it's tempting you to like take some partial, right, or go break even, but it's like, come on, man. I don't want to mess up a potential banger here. It's just a little slower than usual. All right, well, yeah, that's the game plan. I'll zoom in on ES here so we get a better shot. Mental stop, closure below this order block, which is basically going to be around break even. Highlight this OB. The wicks are included, so. And then we'll keep our eyes on the clock, right? So at 1 o'clock, we need to check to see if there's any signs of exhaustion, because the bias could update, right? Bias could flip, price could go bearish on us, and we need to be ready. As of right now, everything looks good. 30-minute chart looks good. Our drawn liquidity would be 10 a.m. and higher. There's a fair value gap sitting right above 10 a.m., which we have highlighted here. So yeah, let's see what we get. All right, guys. So here we go, man. It's starting to look like a waste of time. All right, it's 1 o'clock. Very important for price to start climbing higher. Right here, right now, we have a fair value gap. Nice point of interest. We have SMT, aka divergence. I noticed that NASDAQ closed below our mental stop, but ES held it beautifully, held it perfectly, which is a good sign for us. Now we want to see this 1 o'clock candle, which is right here, right now. We got a nice wick on it. We want to see this 1 o'clock candle open, push lower like it has already, and now start to respect the same structure and absolutely fly. If price is not able to reach 10 a.m. open by 1:30, I will close this trade for sure, because at this point it's just wasting our time, right? We want to see this 10 a.m. price get hit by 1:30. If not, I'm out of this trade for sure, no matter what. We have news at 2 p.m. and a lot of these accounts, a lot of my accounts, I can't trade news, so I'll be out of the trade before that can happen. Beautiful flip here on NASDAQ. Look at the manipulation. If you're looking for another entry, you could buy NASDAQ on a closure here. Let's see. Cover this low at about 7-8 points for insurance in case price wants to sweep this low for no reason. 25, 30, yeah, like a 32 point stop. Need to see a closure. Hold on. Oh, this is, wow. Wow, look at that wick. Trash. You want to see a closure through this order block, so nothing yet. That's not a good look, actually. That's not a good look. We need to see a clean follow through on the very next candle here. Otherwise, you're going to get a sign of exhaustion here with this SMT. Did we take it out? No, we didn't. ES, beautiful volume on ES here. But you need to see this next candle continue this volume so that NASDAQ can close above this short-term resistance. All right. 20 seconds left. Come on, close above it. This will be like if you guys want to get in, if you're not in any trades. Oh my goodness, this is not a good look. Yeah, bro. But we do have a fair value gap here to keep an eye on. So price could be stalling so that it could do something like this. Oh, there we go. We get a subtle closure, but it could pull back into here before going higher. There's a fair value gap there. So if anything in this fair value gap, measure out the stop would be 18 points, add about 8 to 10 points to get some safety, and that'll be a clean trade idea. You could even buy it right now because it's not that far away. Make sure your stop is below the low so you don't miss it. But we're anticipating we're anticipating. Let's go to the hourly chart here. ES hasn't even hit 10 a.m. open. So honestly, once price hits 10 a.m. open, I'll probably secure profit and just take my 1 hour today. Today doesn't look like a type of day to go for any big trades. You know, you just take, if you can get 1 hour, I'm going to take it most likely because we're getting close to this target on NASDAQ. It's not that far away. It's only, how many points? Like 18 points away here. So that would be my trade. If I were to trade NASDAQ, I would do something like that. All right, we didn't take out this high yet for whatever reason. Need to see price pop up through here on NASDAQ. Good trade. Let's go. Run away. Run away. All right, so I'm being patient here, but I'm considering just taking my money, take a $500 trade. Um, let's see here. I want to know because if you look, my alert just went off for Nasdaq barely taps into this area, gives a nice rejection here. So if this bearish gap continues to hold up for Nasdaq, then I may cut it. If this gap can get flipped back bullish and price can continue on the up and up, right? If we can get through it and then go like that, then okay, we can hold it. But it's looking pretty good. Let's see this next candle here. I want to see this is lame. Like we've already waited long enough, yo. All I'm really looking for is 392, which is for the SPY. Where's the SPY? I don't even have the SPY on here. That is crazy. Let me add the SPY. Stocks. S&P. Wait, no. SPY is an ETF, right? I don't need Tradevate. There it is. SPY. All right, put the SPY up here. So the SPY's at 590. Nice. So when I look at the SPY chart, yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for, man. Good trade today, guys. I'm going to start securing some of this on some of my accounts. I trade multiple accounts, so I'll close out this trade on some of my accounts, and then I'll just let it run on my main account here. But this is the trade we were looking for. I want to see a nice drop. There we go. Keep going. I just want to see that acceleration, right? We've wasted a bunch of time already. So you don't want to see price start chopping around again. We have this area of interest above. Let's go to the 1 hour. Should be a fair value gap in here, right? Yeah. So this area right here, I would love to see price stab into this order block because we're bullish, right? I'm not expecting this bearish gap to do much damage. So if we can get one last drive into here, I will start closing out on all of my accounts. But remember, the game plan is to hold this trade until about 1:30. We have about 15 minutes or so left. Good patience, good execution today. The only thing that was bad was this price action. I know a lot of traders, like we talked about earlier, we keep our eye across the trading world to see what other traders are drawing up. And I saw a lot of traders get destroyed in this price action. But that's mainly because a lot of traders focus too much on the lower time frame, whereas we do not care about lower time frame action until we see that higher time frame situation that's worth trading. Really, really nice move, but if I had to critique today's setup, I would just say it was way too slow. I want to see that follow through to make up for all the lost time, like where we get like a 5-point candle where it just erupts. That's what I'm looking for here. Any fair value in this area. We got this order block right now. You want to see this type of stuff hold up and continue to send price higher. Really good learning lesson today. You'll learn that price is really typically one directional, right? When you're on the lower time frame, it can make you think, oh, price is choppy, but really look at the 30-minute, right? We drew this up before it happened. We said once price starts to show exhaustion, we're expecting multiple 30-minute candles to expand, right? And it's been going one direction for the past 30, 60, 90 minutes or so, right? Same way on the way down, 30, 60, 90-minute expansion. Here it is again, right? Usually when you see an expansion, the higher time frame is one directional. So it's easier to hold your trades once you know which direction you're expecting the higher time frame to go, right? I think I'm going to cut this, man. I don't want to see any bearish candles. Like, to be honest, I really just don't. I'm tired of seeing all the wasted time. Okay, we got our EMA here. Any break below here, I'm gonna cut this trade and I'll be happy with whatever money I make today, because today is just pure trash when it comes to timing. Man, I want to see it just rip, man, but what I'm fearful of is a random drop lower, and then we have to wait another hour or two just to move up 5 points. You know what I mean? Price is way too slow here. It took about, like here, the breakout started here. 12:10 until 1:10, we've only moved about 8 points. This is insane. Really good price action for us, but if you're any other trader, you're probably gonna go online and be like, today was so trash, you know, which I don't blame them, because it really is bad. We're used to seeing much better. Come on, give us that pop here. Give us that pop here for a going out move here. I might just secure 600. If I see 600, I'm out. Actually, I'm done playing this game with price. Can't complain with today's payout. We got a nice check today, and we're looking to carry this momentum throughout the rest of the year. We're at 5 weeks in a row with really good trades. Imagine we finish the year with like 20 weeks in a row or 30 weeks in a row. Like, that's what I'm aiming for here. That's why I'm so patient. I'm just keeping my eyes on the bigger picture, you know. Let me check the chat. You guys gonna hold? You guys taking profit? What are you guys gonna do here? I don't blame you if you do want to take profit, because this is agonizing. Come on, just pay us. Hit this 10 a.m. open price, and I may just close out, man. And this 10 a.m. opening price is very important. That's what helps me draw up trades as well, knowing where the higher time frame candles are opening. So if the 10 a.m. opening price is here, if we opened here and we end up way down here and price is showing that it's actually bullish, that means that this 4-hour candle should flip bullish, or at least put a nice wick at the bottom like it's doing right now, right? You see it. So now this 4-hour opening price here at 9:32, this candle could end up green. This candle closes at 2 p.m. Who's to say that this candle won't actually turn green? Right now it's bearish, but it could end up closing bullish, and then that'll be the entire trade idea wrapped up all in one. And I'm about to cut this. Yeah, I'm out of this, yo. I'm taking, come on, bro. I'm gonna take 500 here, guys. If I see 500, I'm out. Let me let everybody know here. Yeah, if I see 500, I'm just gonna cut it. I'll just come back tomorrow, right? You don't need to catch the full move today, because this is so trash, bro. I hate price action like this, yo. Because as soon as I get out, it's gonna rip. We already know that. It happens so much, it's pathetic, bro. But I'll be grateful for what was offered today. Come on, give us a push higher. 500 looks like it's about to, yeah, I'm out of here, bro. Come on, give me 500 equal. I mean, even. There we go. 500, 500, 500. I think I'm out of here. Come on, just pop. Give us a nice move higher, yo. We are not rookies. We know what you're trying to do here. You just want us to close our trade so you can go to TP. Like, get out of my face, yo. Some stuff is just agonizing. Yeah, see. I'm out, guys. Come on. I'm doing my best to be patient here, because I do not want it to run without me all the way up to 10 a.m. open. This is so trash, yo. I think I'm just gonna have to cut it, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna signal out. Everybody else, I'm out. Close trade here. Yeah, this is trash, bro. Did all of that waiting for a tiny trade, but it is what it is. Today's just not a good day. This is like, I don't even. Part of me just wants to go break even and just let it go, but I already know it'll go all the way back down here. Price will come all the way back down here just to waste everybody's life away. And then eventually rip. So it's like, you don't even want to give it that chance to do that. So I should have closed out at 500. I'm like fed up with this, bro. This is a joke. Because there's no... Oh, wait, okay. So we're about to get another 30-minute candle. All right, let's wait. Let's wait here. We're about to get another 30-minute candle, so it makes sense for price to do stupid stuff like this. As long as I don't lose any money today, I think I'm cool with it. Because it's 1:30. We haven't hit that opening, but I should have closed at 500. So I'm anticipating another move higher regardless. I don't think price is bearish. So we're just going to let it do whatever it wants to do here and waste people's time. Let's check the 30-minute chart. I don't see any signs of exhaustion, do I? Let's see. We take out, oh, yep, massive sign of exhaustion. Yeah, it's about to, it could flip on us, so yeah, it could flip here. I want to see price try to get back above. Get back to 500 here. If not, I think I'm just gonna go break even, guys. I'll walk away with anything but a loss is okay with me. Today's trash. I'll accept that. I should have took my 700, 600, 500 bucks. Oh my goodness, bro. But we're starting to see signs of exhaustion. How do we know that? Because look at this 10 a.m. high. We hit 10 a.m. on NASDAQ, no problem, and then we get massive rejection. And then you see ES failing to hit 10 a.m. highs. We're given this wick. There's a fair value gap right here. Just ugly. So this is signs that price could try and manipulate lower. But we may get this 500. If I do, I'm out of here, guys. And that'll be my 1R trade. But price likes to do me dirty at times, so it might not get back to 500. It might go straight lower, and laugh at me as I sit here hoping for a $75 move that is so close, yet so far at the same time. It's like, come on, stop playing around. You're not bearish. If you are bearish, at least, you know what? I think I'm just going to take 400. This is trash, like beyond trash. Come on, just keep going. Yeah, this is trash, guys. Because as soon as we get out, watch what happens. I'm already knowing what's going to happen. Just give me 500, yo. Stop acting like you're just so bearish now. This EMA is in the way. What do you think? Should I just take 400? I think I should take 400. 500, I'm out. Haha, got it. We got it. We're good. Secured 1R. Let me alert VIP. Close full here for 1R. Easy money. Good patience. Everybody, I am out full. Every account. Let's go. Yeah, I'm out, guys. I hope you guys were able to secure something as well. If you're trading, you don't have to follow me. This is not trading advice at all. It's more like simple entertainment, you know. Today wasn't very entertaining, though. Today was trash. Still very trash. Let's see how this plays out. I'm out here. I really want to see price hit this 10 a.m. open, but looking at the candles, you can start to see a lot of divergence coming in here. So price may just try to bleed away here, and then once that 2 p.m. news comes out, price could probably start to rip higher. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking that price is done going up here. Yeah, good trading. Good job, man. Good job. Yeah, we're starting to see that exhaustion, and then you start to see price breaking structure here. Yeah, you want to just get up out of there. Let's go. Even though price, like I said, there's no reason to really think price is bearish. But when price starts showing exhaustion, you just respond correctly. You don't know. We don't know if price is going to hang out in this area for another hour. We don't know if price is waiting for 2 p.m. until it can give you a nice distribution higher. We don't know. We don't know if 2 p.m. is going to drive price and take out all these lows, and you'll be looking like a sitting duck holding on to your trades. I think we handled price action very, very, very well today. And I'm okay walking away with no blood on my hands. We're good. And look at it just try and bleed away here. Yeah, let me clean up my charts. W's easy. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. All right, yeah. Let me clean up my chart. I'll add this to my journal. And that's that, right? We will be back in action tomorrow. Like always, 10 a.m. is usually when I'm on the charts, 9:30 or 10 a.m. depending on how price is shaping up. But if you guys want to trade with me, go ahead, check out the Discord. Here's the Discord. Let me see. Actually, I don't think I have. Yeah, Discord is in the bio. Instagram is in the bio. Free community. Jump in there if you want to talk with other traders. And then if you really want to watch us trade live every single day, jump in the link in the bio and sign up for our membership. It's worth every single penny, especially when you see the prices compared to all these other traders. I see traders charging hundreds, $200 a month, and they're not even that good if you ask me. So take it for what it is, man. I hope you guys learned a lot today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Very, very, very good management today. As you can see, look at price, just wasting people's time. But it could be a legit reversal knowing that we're showing signs of exhaustion. I think our exit was absolutely perfect. All right. Make sure you're staying safe out there. Make sure you're staying prayed up. Stay safe. And we'll be back tomorrow. See you guys inside the community. Take care, guys.